Hey friends, I hope you're all doing well. I don't know how you've all been doing, but for me, it's been kind of a weird week. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to describe it other than I feel like everything should be going well, but it's not. I'm having a hard time reconciling how I feel internally with how I believe things should be on the outside. It can be a big struggle when theoretically, logically, you can see, okay, things are not that bad. They're not terrible, but for some reason inside I feel like there is a potential that I'm not fulfilling, or there is something that is not moving as fast as I would like it to. And existing within that contrast of where you want yourself to be and where you actually are can be really painful. And I know that for me, sometimes how that ends up affecting my daily life is I end up in this freeze state where, because I put so much emphasis and such high stakes on the things that I'm doing, it's either I overthink it and I don't do it at all, or I go down a rabbit hole and I spend my whole day doing this one thing, and everything else that I am working on sort of falls off the wagon because I am isolating all of my energy and my efforts into one thing because I go full force on it. I think what I am bothered by the most is when I assign so much meaning to what all of those things mean. Like, oh, I'm getting a signal from the outside world that things are going to get better because my TikTok algorithm has been overrun by manifestation and astrology videos and motivational speakers. So I feel like I should be doing something great, and I feel like something's great is happening, but when I look at my daily life, it's not that. It's not the exciting thing that I think is going to happen. And when I started to reflect on that, I was like, the reason why I'm feeling bad is because I'm putting more meaning onto these realities more than they deserve. Because my reality might be things are going well. My reality might be I did what I was supposed to do today. My reality might be I realized that something that I wanted to do took longer than expected. And so I spent more time doing that thing. And I had to push something outside of my schedule for today to tomorrow, and it will get done. And those things, when you take them at face value, they're just circumstances, they're just reality. They're not good or bad until we assign meaning to them as being good or bad, and we start to blame ourselves. And I fall into this trick all of the time where I have an idea or a vision or how I want things to go or how I want my day to feel. And if I even go slightly off of what my expectation was for that day, then I start to beat myself up. But in reality, there was nothing bad that happened. It's not like I completely fell off the wagon where I can't readjust. It's not like I ruined my life because I didn't finish something within a time block that I put on my calendar. It's just that things are moving and things are shifting, and I'm adapting on the fly. And if there's anything that I should be giving credit to, it's that ability to adapt. And if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you have certain expectations, but you realize that you are not able to follow those expectations to a T because of real things that happen in life that mix our schedules up or force us to take a break, get some rest, or readjust and rethink things, then that's okay. But your ability to adjust when those things happen and get back at it, it's really that decision to adjust and not assign any heavy or negative meaning to that need to adjust is what will get you through to the next day and keep you moving forward. And it's just wild to me how often I have to remind myself of this, how often I fall into this trap. And I think there's a reason why there's a million motivational speeches and inspiration videos online and articles about like how to succeed or like how to be confident. It's because everyone needs a constant reminder that you're doing fine. We constantly find ways to energize ourselves, whether it's giving ourselves a pep talk or listening to someone else on the internet give us a pep talk. Like whatever you need to do to boost your energy up and keep going, like just do it. There's a reason why all this stuff is available online is because we as humans constantly need those nudges. And we never know the timing in our lives where we're going to need that nudge or whose voice we're going to need in our ear to give us that nudge. So it's great, I think, that there's so much content out there where like, oh, I need a quick motivational boost. I'm going to watch a video or I'm going to like message my therapist or I'm going to talk to your friend, like whatever you need to do to keep yourself moving forward. Because where you get stuck is really when you assign too much meaning to an action. So what if you let an email sit in your inbox for 48 hours when you really wanted to answer it within the same day? Like, so like answer it now. Like whatever you need to do to answer it now, whatever you need to do to start working on the thing that you have in mind, like as long as it gets done, it's okay. We don't have to keep on dwelling and beating ourselves up over things that we think we should do. And I realize just how much that's a part of life. And the biggest challenge is keeping that momentum and the propeller going, reminding ourselves that this is going to happen all the time. And if you are a highly ambitious person, if you have dreams, if you know that you are meant for something bigger, there's always going to be a next thing. And so you're always going to have this internal feeling of like, oh, it's not going the way it should, but it is going and it's going the way that it is. So what are you going to do with now to get yourself from where you are to the point that you want to get to? And just realize that life is going to be a mix of this feeling of constantly thinking that you need to hustle and get somewhere else faster, and those moments where you catch yourself and think, oh, this is pretty cool right now. Like life right now, it's pretty cool. The thing that I was thinking up a year ago that was just a dream, I'm actually living it right now. Like things are not that bad. Like life is going to be a constant mix of feeling like we're not doing enough and gratitude for the present. Both things can exist at once. Gratitude for the things we have and also that hunger for everything else that we want. And believing and trusting that these duality of emotions that can sometimes feel in conflict with each other, you know, because that is a conflict, like wanting more, but also being grateful for what you have. Sometimes that can cause a conflict, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be what is. You can be grateful for the things you have and you can still be hungry for the things that you want. But don't get into the trap of blaming yourself for not having what you want as quickly as you want it. And don't blame yourself for not feeling like you're not being grateful enough for the things that you do have. I think these feelings are normal, but the thing that we have to remind ourselves is that when these feelings do come up, we don't have to make them bigger than they actually are. If you are someone like me who gets into these sort of existential thought cycles, or I'm like, what's the meaning of life? Like, what did that thing that happened today mean? Like, what does it mean when I saw these numbers on the clock? Like, I am that person. So I'm not even ragging on anyone who thinks these things. Like, I'm looking for signals all of the time. But I also notice in myself that there will come a point where I'll notice all of these signals and I'll assign meaning to them. And eventually I will get to a point where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what is happening right now? And it's that moment where all of those signs and signals that I was overthinking about in the past just mean nothing. Because I've reached this point of frustration where I'm like, oh, fuck that. Like, that means nothing now. Like, I just want to do this thing. Like, I tell myself that I want to achieve this goal. Like, have I been like working hard enough? And like, am I being real with myself or am I doing the right things or like whatever? But it's that culmination point where I just like get so sick and tired of overthinking and assigning meaning to like all of these things that in the end don't matter for anything besides that short-term dopamine hit in the moment when I think it's important. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like, what am I doing right now? And how am I talking to myself right now? How am I treating myself right now? And how am I spending my time? And am I spending it the way that I want to? And when that reality hits, that's when I jump into action mode and I just keep going. And I know that this happens to everybody. I've seen it happen to my friends and to my family members and to my colleagues, where you'll reach either a deadline or a height of frustration or a big realization where you're like, okay, like all of those things that I was overthinking about actually don't matter. I am just want to do this thing in front of me right now. And I don't know if anyone can get there unless they go through that emotional, psychological roller coaster of these conflicting feelings. Like, I think that there are people out there who like to say, like, oh no, this is like my mindset all of the time. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that there are a lot of people who go through a lot of internal conflict before they reach this mental clarity of what they actually want to do. It's just that nobody talks about it or processes it out loud. It doesn't make for a great story. And here I am, like, sort of airing that out. This is the stuff below the surface. Like, what you see is the tip of the iceberg, which is like, oh, yes, I have mental clarity. Here are things you want to do, which is great for YouTube and, listicles and bullet point Twitter feeds. But I think a lot of people have to go through this painful emotional turmoil before they even reach that conclusion. If you're feeling like there is a disconnect between where you want to be and where you are, if you're feeling like it's a weird week or a weird time and you are constantly getting confused about whether or not you're doing the right thing or you're making enough progress, hey, if you're doing it and you're thinking about it, like this is where you need to be, just keep going because your reality today were your expectations last year. And the same thing is going to be true for you next year, as long as you keep going. You trust your style, trust how you work, trust that it's going to get done if you want it bad enough and if you put in the work. The timing is not up to you, but the inputs are. So as long as you're doing the thing, then give yourself credit. If you're thinking about it constantly, it means you want it bad enough. And at some point, you will reach a threshold where you will get kicked into gear, start, take action, because that's how you work. And I think part of what being more you and becoming a better version of you is accepting all of these things about you, the stuff that people see and the stuff that people don't see. And it's usually the stuff that people don't see that go on in our minds, which is the hardest because that's where the self-sabotage can happen. That's where the self-doubt can happen. And that's where we start to question whether or not we are on the right track. But if you put yourself in this position, you know that you have it in you. And it's your choice to keep going. And I know that you can do it. I tell myself all the time, like I tell myself all the time, like, stop blaming yourself, just do the thing. Like you've done cool things in the past. You can do it again. And I know that you can too. So this is my very messy pep talk to anyone who needs to hear it because I needed to hear it. But yeah, just keep going at it. Get the shit done. Even if it's messy, if the result is there, then that's what you need. And you're a winner as long as you get results. And take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, drink your water, tell yourself nice things. You deserve it. But until next time, y'all, take care.